Story 1. Men who drive high-end sports cars. It just screams ego car to me. Unless you are a race driver or a sports car enthusiast who takes your car to the track on a regular basis, it is all for show. You got that car because you thought it would make you look impressive. Doesn't. The same goes for guys who buy big, pimped-out trucks that literally never go off the pavement. Story 2. I think a lot of people go for a hyper-perfection looks-maximizing type thing with their grooming, which is fine, but I need you to be at least a little ugly to be hot. Story 3. Heavy plastic surgery, especially large, exaggerated lips, just looks unappealing and tends to worsen with age. The Kardashians will all resemble Donatella Versace and Jocelyn Wildenstein as they get older. Story 4. Men who are overly styled or groomed in their hair or beard according to the latest fashion, drive flashy cars, have big muscles, display excessive or visible tattoos, or flash money in any way. Anything related to the fact they have money at all. If they do, I expect them not to act like it. Real wealth does not need to be advertised. That is just ego. I suppose anything outwardly related to ego. Ego turns me off immediately. Confidence is the opposite of ego. I love confidence. It makes me feel safe. Ego makes me feel unsafe and uncomfortable. Story 5. Clones. What I mean is those who have excessive fillers, Botox, lips like a baboon's backside, fake hair, fake nails, fake tan, Brazilian butt lift, fake breasts, fake lashes, overdone eyebrows, and fake teeth. They all end up looking exactly alike, and it's not even a great look at all, but it seems extremely popular for some reason. Story 6. I just don't like fake anything. Put on some makeup and dress up. It's great. Fake breasts, collagen-filled lips, Botox-paralyzed faces with spray tans, no thank you. This goes for guys too. Jet black beards and hair plugs. Wow. Aging gracefully is beautiful. Silver hair is fantastic. Story 7. Smoking for some reason? What is the appeal, seriously? It smells disgusting, stains your fingers, destroys your teeth, and is terrible for your health. How can anyone find that attractive? I feel like everyone who thinks smoking is appealing has never actually dated a smoker. My ex was a chronic smoker and it was anything but appealing. For starters, her breath smelled like literal feces. She used to spend the first 5 hours of her day doing nothing but smoking and drinking black coffee without even brushing her teeth once. And her breath was so bad you could smell it from over 4 feet away. How can anyone be into that? She also used to throw tantrums like a 2-year-old when she couldn't find her cigarettes, which was definitely not a turn-on for me either. People who are actually into smoking, why? What is the appeal? I'm genuinely curious because, like I said, I dated a smoker and it was terrible. Story 8. The new fashion trend of random items of clothing with clashing colors because it makes you unique. No, it makes you look like you can't coordinate colors. Story 9. Professional makeup. My wife had it done for a work event she was hosting last week. She thought it was great, and I guess if you're looking straight on, like at a mirror, it looks good. But in real life, I found it to look off. It is also good in photos, I guess. She always looks great when she does it herself to get dressed up for a date or wedding. But I found the times she's had it done professionally, it looks a bit caked on. Story 10. Slutty behavior. Lots of men think women acting hypersexual, slutty, easy, or bragging about hooking up are attractive. I don't. I'd rather have a woman who has standards other than, I was horny and they were hot and willing. Story 11. Thinness. I know it's the standard. I know it's the most desirable aesthetic, but I just find it so attractive when people's bodies are softer and have some flaws. I love the little pudge. I love stretch marks. I love those cute little creases. I love the jiggle. Story 12. Blue eyes. I am going to get flack for this. It is not that I think they are ugly. I do not. I am just not attracted to them like most people are. I do not notice them like other people do, and I do not swoon over them. I love dark eyes. I am truly sorry, blue-eyed people. I would still love to be your friend. Story 13. Femboys. No hate, but I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm straight, but all of my male friends, both straight and not, are admiring them, and most of my female friends are admiring them. I don't get it, and I'm tired of people trying to peer pressure me into either liking them or becoming one. Story 14, charm. The more a guy is charming, the less I trust him. I just picture him being that way with every woman, enjoying the ego stroke over anything meaningful. Story 15. In the online dating world, ambition is one of the traits that everyone self-identifies as having and thinks is a quick win to list as a defining characteristic. I think it's a red flag. It's generally just coded language for wanting to be rich and never being satisfied with any amount of wealth. Conservative nonsense. And for those who genuinely want to achieve great things, I think they're humble enough not to talk about being ambitious. Story 16. The plastic look girls go for these days with the big lips and stuff. Where I live, it's basically become the uniform for token wives, OnlyFans wannabes, and grubs. 20-year-olds looking like they're 40. Story 17. This is going to be really hard to describe, but there is a certain type of facial proportions that some women have, which somehow reminds me of a dolphin in a bad way. It is some combination of their nose, mouth, and cheeks. Other male friends seem to consider these women attractive, and a few even seem to have this as their type, but I always just think dolphin, and it is unattractive. I wish I could find an example of what I mean. I cannot think of any obvious celebrities who have it. Story 18. Fillers, Botox, Brazilian butt lift, implants, lifts, tucks. Anything that doesn't look natural. I'm attracted to females that at most just use a little makeup, do their hair, and find a cute outfit. Personality is the most attractive thing anyone can have. Story 19. I've noticed a lot of women are in relationships with men who have flat backsides. I like men who have a plump back end. Also, mustaches. I like a well-groomed short beard, mainly stubble. Story 20. Older women who get so much work done on their faces become completely different-looking people. We get old, we wrinkle, and we sag. Leave yourselves alone, Jennifer, Courtney, and Linda. Story 21. Makeup and fake enhancements, such as fake breasts, but implants, lip fillers, and fake eyelashes, are common. A small amount of makeup, like lipstick, is okay, and a bit more for a nice dinner or some special occasion is acceptable. However, some apply it every day, and their face color isn't even the same as their neck. Story 22. Plastic lips, fake breasts, nose ring. Give me a mom bod, a sense of confidence, and someone who cares more about the relationship than looks. Story 23. Makeup that makes you beautiful but looks drastically different. I don't know why, but I just have an ick about that. Like erasing your facial features to get a pretty face. In my country, a lot of girls do Douyin makeup, and whenever I meet those girls in person, their makeup doesn't look so lovely to me. Story 24. Muscular calves on men give me the ick. No idea why. The overall shape and angle to both the knee and ankle are just weird. Just nice, plain, straight legs, please. Story 25. Clinginess and possessiveness. Grow the fuck up. Just because you love someone, you don't have to be under them 24/7. That is not healthy. And if you can't trust them around male or female friends, you shouldn't be together in the first place. Be with someone who makes you feel okay and secure, not someone who makes you stressed or worried. Story 26. Men who play guitar, drums, or are in a band. It is actually so unattractive to me. Musicians in general, in my experience, tend to be egotistical and attention-seeking. It is gross. Exception for piano. Story 27. Beards, lots of facial hair. My mom gushes over it. I find it absolutely disgusting. All the leftover food, drink, feces particles, it smells weird. Feels weird, no thank you. Story 28. Probably a bit odd, but showing too much skin seems unnecessary. I don't know why. Maybe it has something to do with having less to uncover. I don't mean that I expect females to be fully covered like a mummy, but there is a line between tasteful and desperate, isn't there? I just don't think a mini skirt or short shorts should be worn with a strapless top. It should be a choice between short on the bottom or short on the top. It just looks much more attractive to me. Story 29. Spray tans, streaks dyed in hair, stiletto heel sandals with a single strap across the toes, leather pants, Crocs shoes with gems all over them, heavy black eye makeup, facial piercings, stretched earlobes, elaborately decorated nails. Story 30. Veins. I know quite a few people who like really veiny hands and arms, but when I see someone super veiny, I just can't get the image of them bursting out of my head. Story 31. I can't stand them. They're gross. Gross to look at. Gross to smell. Anyone who has ever gone into a gym where people have been barefoot knows the funky smell I'm talking about. It's like if the smell of wet dog and mildew had a baby. Gross to touch. Feet are dirty most of the time, unless you've recently showered. I don't understand the craze that people have over feet. Story 32. Tall dudes. I'm 5'2". Give me someone I can actually look in the face when talking. Also, give me someone I can have intimacy with that's not going to crush me or make me feel overweight if they are tall and skinny. Story 33. Tattoos. They used to be fun and quirky. Now people treat them like a lifestyle. I said 20 years ago that I should get into the laser removal business to remove all the tattoos that would inevitably be regretted. Now we have people like Pete Davidson paying over $200,000 for his mistakes. Sigh, missed opportunities. Story 34. Based on many of the comments, I think that it's pretty clear how men should look to be the most attractive to women. How to appeal to the female gaze. Story 35. Mullets, mustaches, tattoo sleeves, most tattoos, barrel jeans, proud to be a redneck, make America great again, fake lips, fake breasts, long fingernails, really long hair, hair extensions, coffin-shaped fingernails, super buff men, super religious. Story 36. Massive breasts or a massive backside. I do like girls with a nice backside and breasts, but it needs to fit their body. Proportions matter. Size F breasts or backsides larger than the rest of their body just does not look good. Story 37. Men with six-packs. I'm sorry, but it looks to me like they've had a Dyson vacuum remove all the fat. It's considered sexy by most, but I can only see the suction. Laugh out loud. Story 38. I don't find macho men or men who try so hard to be their version of a masculine man to be very attractive. In my experience, men who try to be that way are often insecure and will take out their insecurities on others. The same goes for women trying to be perceived as feminine too. There's nothing inherently wrong with genuinely liking traditional masculine or feminine hobbies. I think that's fine. For me, the problem arises when men and women become so obsessed with being perceived as masculine enough or feminine enough. Story 39. Guys who don't seem to look after themselves. They don't shave, it's clear they don't wash their jeans or joggers often at all. Their trainers look like they're peeling apart, and they usually have facial hair and a dropped crotch. I think this is a young boy's game, but the crotch-grabbing thing, does anyone find this attractive? Because I see boys doing this and none seem to have a girlfriend or even boyfriend with them. But there must be some people who find it attractive, or why would so many be doing it? The unkempt look, where hair is in a ponytail and beard and mustache are fully grown. The unshaven look where it seems like their face would scratch mine apart. Had someone kissed me a few weeks ago and my face was so scratched up, it's gonna have to be something I check on in the future because that took weeks to recover from. Boasting about physical or practical stuff and assuming that everyone listening is impressed. It's usually material stuff like a car or bike, a designer item of clothing, or something else that costs money, or something like lifting weights or pull-ups. Rather than get on with it privately, they'll throw or slam the weights down to cause a scene. Guys, if you are really that great at lifting, you'll have the strength to put the weights down slowly and quietly. If you can't do that quietly, it shows a weakness in some muscle groups and you should be lifting lighter, way lighter than you are, and it isn't impressive when you make a load of noise. It just makes you look vain and not as strong as you think you are. Having a bully breed dog or another dog which looks like it couldn't be left with children, or in fact anyone, that, to me, suggests something is up with that person, and I don't want to find out what the issue is. In fact, separately from this, any purebred tiny dog makes me feel a bit worried. There are so many known genetic risks and long-term health issues with purebred dogs, and it seems like the smaller the dog, the more common the genetic risks. If I see someone with a small purebred dog, I wonder about the person who decided to buy the dog. I will usually try to find out first rather than assume or judge, in case this is not their dog, in case the dog is a rescue dog, in case the dog isn't actually a purebred but just looks similar to one. But I wouldn't be okay with trying to figure things out with a bully breed. Even outside of the threat of harm, I just don't like the way the dogs are bred to look, and it just isn't something I want to stick around for. Story 40. Women at the gym who wear half-tanks and tight leggings. Seriously, you are 20 pounds overweight and this is not the place to search for your next boyfriend. Look at the other women there who are fit. None of them wear this. Story 41. The strong, silent type. You mean boring? Actions speak louder than words, until he expects you to interpret all his actions all the time. Like he's a caveman and you're on a government-funded research study to handle his emotional labor in particular. Story 42. Musicians. I have spent way too much time around famous ones, and they are entitled, embarrassing dorks. It is hard not to roll my eyes when people talk about them like they are sex symbols. Story 43. People who use drugs or drink often and excessively. I come from a family of drug addicts and alcoholics and want nothing to do with it. Even being around people who are drinking makes me feel so uncomfortable. Story 44. I won't say muscular men since I've seen it, but as a bisexual woman, I'll say women with big, unnatural lips, face fillers, or Brazilian butt lifts. To each their own, but I can't with the fakeness.